Hey Josh, how you doing? Trading day, absolutely. Oh, we're hoping for a better day today. It's been a tough whole couple of weeks. Being completely honest about it. Hey Les, how are you today? Did you say so, Alistair? It's actually not too bad. Fluffy clouds. Shopping. I thought that was a female thing. Not a lot of movers today, being 100% honest. Market didn't react to some of the positive results last night in terms of earnings. Disney is down after good earnings. Made it pop up and then obviously it's down now. This is Disney on the 60-minute. You can see it made its initial pop up after hours yesterday, all the way up to kind of 112s, 112.30s, and then sold off. Like, yeah, great, yeah, but the market's crashing, so we're going to sell. The S&P 5's down, Nasdaq down, Russell Index down, Dow Jones down. So once again, the market is selling off. So don't expect any. It's not. It doesn't directly impact day trading of low cap stocks. The Russell kind of does, but if you're a long bias trader, it's difficult to trade at the moment. Josh, yes, I'll look at DTIL. That's it on the 1 minute. No volume. Zero volume on the 1 minute. Same on the 5 minute. On the 60 minutes, it's currently at $2-ish, which is about 20% up, but there's nobody trading it at that level. Look at it on the daily. It's continuing to sell off, so if it does actually trade at $2, there's nobody buying it at $2, but it's like 9 trades. There's not a zero volume bar on the day. So if it does trade at $2, then it'll be moving up. But the way that the daily's set up, it's looking very weak, and has been looking very weak all year. How do I feel on knee? I can have a look at it for you. Right, this is the daily. It's quite a weak chart on the daily. It's currently at $70. Nobody trading it today. No trades for it at the moment. It's down on the day ever so slightly. But on the 60-minute, it's not really done much. So it's looking weak at the moment. It's looking very weak. It's been selling off in line with the wider markets. But if you're in it, It's currently at 70, but there's no intraday trades with that at the moment. Just from a pure technical perspective, I don't know about the fundamentals. If you want to, NextEra Energy is one of those energy stocks that bounced a couple of months ago with the rest of the energy sector, but it's looking weak at the moment. Morning, Alphabet. There's a service you may pay for indicated. It looks worth it. What's your thoughts? Okay, I'll tell you what my thoughts are on if you're paying for a service that's like a Discord and they're sending out indicators. I would rather you'd be better off subscribing to something like Benzinga, a reputable service. They'll give you the indicators. They'll give you the list of the gappers, the scanners, the alerts, signals, news, and they'll back it up with all the fundamentals that you want. So I would, look at something like Benzinga. There's a link in my link tree. Check it out for free. There's a 14-day trial there. Check that out. But the majority of these services that are offering alerts and indicators are scams. Yeah, it's probably just come up on it in terms of momentum. It's not. There's no volume. If Apple could be going down more, the way that the market's going, the market's selling off, so it's likely Apple will continue to sell off. Here's Apple. So at the moment, if you look at it on the 60-minute, you can see in line with the wider market, it's continuing to sell off. So it's already down 2% today. As long as the market is selling off, Apple will continue to sell off. It does trade in line with the market. Unless Apple itself gets a individual catalyst that will facilitate it bucking the trend and counter trending, then it will trade with the wider market. If you look at this, let's look at the NASDAQ. That's the Apple chart. That's your NASDAQ chart. Did you see the difference when I switched it over? When I switched it over, that's NASDAQ, that's Apple. There's no difference. Not really. So just keep an eye on the wider market. People are saying, should I dump Apple? Should I dump Microsoft? Should I dump Micron? Should I dump AMD? My quick answer to that is, right now, it's a bear market. If you're going to dump it, what are you going to replace it with? Are you just going to let your equity sit in a bank account and do nothing? I mean, that's one thing. You won't lose money doing it that way. Theoretically, you're losing money, but... or do you just dollar cost average and buy the dip, add to your position? Hey, Anthony, welcome back. All right, if it's crypto, then Benzinga is not doing the crypto alerts, but it's still alerts in crypto I'll be even more skeptical of. Do your own due diligence. Don't just. There are no short. This is the thing. Everybody wants to get rich, but nobody wants to work for it. This is no offense to yourself, Jack, but everybody's looking for shortcuts. There are no shortcuts. The simple answer is, if you want to make money in the markets, learn how. Don't look for shortcuts. Put the effort in. Study. Learn strategies, learn how to chart, learn how to do technical analysis, learn about fundamental analysis. So fundamental analysis is slightly different in the crypto space than it is in the equity space, but fundamental analysis is still relevant. If you're looking at crypto, you look at the tokens, you want to look for what the real life use case is. Does it have utility? You want to look at, what's the backing of it? Who's invested in it right now? What's its social presence? What's its community presence? How long's it been going? All of these different things from a fundamental perspective. Does it have a future, or is it just another Luna? You see what's happened with Luna. It got involved in a Ponzi, and it's crashed the whole crypto market this last week. So just be careful with crypto, Jack. Do your own due diligence. Make sure that if you're getting involved in something, that you've done a bit of research on it. Don't just take people's people on the internet. I'm selling a service. Look at my stats, which are more often than not made up. This is what I've sent to my Discord community this morning. This is how much it moved. Yeah, show me your gains. Trade it live. You know, show me where you're actually making money. Don't just show me the token where you actually called it and where it went, because I want to know. I want to see that you were involved with it. I want to see your position, because the likelihood is he's just calling out tokens randomly, and it'd probably be 8 or 9 of them in the community that he calls out, and maybe 4 of them moon, which is still not bad, but he'll only be calling out the successes and then trying to sell that on as a service. Or he may even be calling out somebody he's subscribed into somebody else's and just replicating that. So anybody that's saying I'll sell you signals, the question I would ask is, if you're going to be selling these signals, why are you not trading them? Why are you resorting to selling signals? It's not like myself. I sell a course because I'm teaching people how to trade. I'm not selling stock picks. I'm not selling signals. I'm not selling anything like that, because quite frankly, I don't know what the market's going to do. I'll tell you that. I don't know what a particular stock's going to do. And if you watch me trade, I'm looking for the patterns, and I look to get an edge. Not every day I have one. And at the moment in May, I'm actually losing money. And I don't mind showing that, because sometimes the market's tougher than it is at others. Over the year, I'm profitable, but in May, I'm not. So just be careful about who you actually give your money to. The FTSE's going down because the wider markets are selling off. The majority of the companies are selling off, so they're all interlinked. I won't go. I don't think it'll get to 18k. I'll be very surprised if it gets down to 18k, Les. I'm not saying it won't. I'm just saying I don't think. There's a new level of uncertainty falling on the crypto space right now, as a result of this whole USDT and you know, Luna and Terra and the shenanigans that have gone on over the last week. So there's a whole level of uncertainty around crypto, which that level of uncertainty, I would say now's a good time to buy the dip. I actually added some more to my Bitcoin holding yesterday. Well, say yesterday, it's last night at 26. So it went down under 26, but it's now, well, where is it? Where are we now on Bitcoin? Bitcoin is nearly 28. It went down to 26.2. What did I add at last night? 26.5 something. But I've added to both my Ethereum and my Bitcoin holdings. I've not added to Cardano and XRP, but I've added to Ethereum and Bitcoin last night. Figured buy the dip. Morning, not very well. Yeah, but James, if I try and paint this rosy picture, and I want to make sure, and people, when I first started peddling the course and selling the course, people are saying, well, if you're making so much money, why are you selling a course? There's a number of reasons for that, but one of the main reasons for that is you're going to get on the course, you need to have skin in the game. There's no point you getting involved in the course if you can't invest in the market anyway. If you can't afford $150 a month for a course, then you can't afford $150 a month to invest in the market and trade. So the simple element of don't waste my time. I put a lot of time into the course, so don't waste my time. If you're going to scrimp and save for the sake of $150, and I'm saying that the minimum amount I would recommend, it's not the minimum amount you can do, but I would say you need at least $5,000 to day trade. At least $5,000 to day trade. And if you've not got 5,000, if you've not got $150 a month, you've not got $5 grand. Simple. So don't waste my time. I'll teach you what I know, and I don't profess to be the best trader in the world by any stretch of the imagination. Top 3 maybe, but I'm not the best. If I try and paint a pretty picture that every day is a green day, particularly in market conditions that we've got right now, the market conditions right now I've not had to trade in these conditions before. So it is extremely difficult, and if you can be profitable in conditions like, if you're learning in conditions like this, you'll absolutely smash it in a bull market. Well, Ladybug, you're always welcome. But like I say, if you can be disciplined in a market like the current market, when we get the bull markets, when we get the hot markets back, and we'll have periods. It's cyclical. We have periods. We have months on a row. Last year we had a lovely bull market, and it was so hot that even in the summer, when normally you expect it to die off, it was still hot in the summer market, in summer months as well. So yeah, it's being disciplined in a market like today's is what's difficult. Because you think in a hot market, there's always something to trade. There's always options on something to trade. You miss a trade, you just move on to a different stock, and there's another trade, and you get the setups, and it's lovely. But you also get because of the volume, you get the continuations as well. So it's relatively easy. I say it's relatively easy. I felt it relatively easy to make money in those hot markets. But now, when you're actually limited on the amount of stocks that are running, and the ones that are selling off are not selling off with huge volume, so you're limited on what stocks you can trade in terms of stock selection. Discipline or ill discipline creeps in, and you end up taking not the best setups, and then you kick yourself a little bit later because you lose some money, and another stock pops up with an A+ setup, and you're like, if I just waited, I could have got on that one. And then you trade the one with the A+ setup to recover the money that you've already lost. And by that time, you've already dug a hole where you could have made 15k. You end up with 3k because you dropped 12k to start off with. So it's discipline is absolutely essential, particularly in a choppy bear market like we've got at the moment. Afternoon, Paul. Yeah, CZR's not looking good at all, but it's just in line. Like I say, it's in line with the market. It's been selling in line with the market. If you're trading in line with the market, fine, but it's not looking great because the market's not looking great. And if you get out, don't worry about it because you can always get back in if it turns around. Tesla again, like the wider market. So here's the daily, here's the 60-minute, there's the 60-minute on Tesla, there's your Nasdaq. It's very similar. Actually, it's slightly different in that Tesla's selling off this last hour, whereas the Nasdaq's trying to rally. Into the 600s? Yeah, I think so. My own, it's not financial advice there. I think we potentially will do. I was going to sell my my calls at the end of this month, but there's no point. They're worth next to nothing at the moment anyway. So we're at 700. We're in the 600s already now. FTP. So 699. It's just hit. So we're in the 600s. So the answer to your question is yes. Yeah, well, if I'm looking at my where's my trader view? So this is my trader view at the moment, based on May. So I've had more red days in May than any other month this year, and we're only on the 12th. We've not started trading on the 12th yet. So this month has been really bad to me. But you know, these streaks, red or green, they don't last forever. So I've had 2 bad days this week, 3 bad days last week. I've got 2 days left to salvage it. Who knows? We might get a stock that runs and we can jump on it and make loads of money. We might get a stock that really sells off, and you know, a pharmaceutical stock that maybe Pfizer has clinical trials and somebody opens a lawsuit because patient deaths or something, and we can all jump on the back of that and short the hell out of it. I don't know. But May's not great for me at the moment. And look, there's no point in me pretending otherwise. Yeah, I've lost quite a bit of money in May, but I'm still profitable on the year. Profitable in the 4 months preceding. So as long as I can maintain that and get profitable on the month of May, I don't mind. If all's well that ends well, as they say. So if I end up green on May, I'll be looking back and thinking, well, that was a tough month. We got through it. Not every month is going to go. Not every trade is going to go your way. Not every day is going to be a green day. It's you've got to take the rough with the smooth, because and this is it. If you're looking for shortcuts, you're not going to find them in the market. Yeah, but Adam, and I'm still holding my Cardano as well, and I'm still holding my Ethereum, and I'm still not holding my XRP. I've added to my Ethereum last night and my Bitcoin. I didn't add to Cardano or XRP, but I've added to my Bitcoin because in the long term, I believe they'll come round. So it's the difference between being a bag holder and being an investor. So being an investor, you don't really mind the dips, you buy the dips, you dollar cost average. You look at the long term. Being a bag holder is when you're looking for short term gains and keeps dipping. You know, you buy the dip and it dips further. So you buy the real dip and then it carries on dipping and you're like, oh shit, I'm losing money. Well, you shouldn't, you know, traders can be bag holders. Investors, not really, not unless you, if you're a bag holder in Luna, then you're a bag holder. You've lost your money. Well, real time, you can do real time charting with TradingView. You've just got to pay for it. That's the difference. It's like, I think it's about a 15-second delay on the free thing. So, but I've got real time charting on. If I'm looking for something real time, I've got it in my trading platform. If I'm looking for, you know, deeper analysis, longer time frames, higher time frames, I don't need that accuracy of real time. So TradingView is more than sufficient for me. But you know, if you're in North America, Webull, I've heard good things. Can't use Webull in the UK or Ireland. Well, FTP, just go into TradingView. You can get pre-market pricing, pre-market pricing in TradingView for free. Just switch on the make sure you switch on the pre-market data. Google Finance is free, FTP, but so is TradingView. Just go in TradingView. TradingView's free. That's all right. Yeah, but it gives you. I mean, the delay is it's what, 15 seconds or something. It's not. You can see pre-market prices. You can see pre-market information. It might not be real time, but it's available. You can actually chart and watch the price action pre-market. It's not a problem. Not very well. I know a lot of platforms don't allow any kind of pre-market trading. Are you wanting to know what books I'd recommend and which books that that I used FTP? Yeah, no problem. There's a number of books that I recommend. First and foremost, learn how to chart, learn how to do technical analysis and things. But there's a book by Jake Bernstein, which is quite good. It's there's a two-part book actually by Jake Bernstein. It's called The Complete Day Trader. A lot of different strategies in there. There's a lot of different methodologies, and it's quite a good book. A popular author that I do like, and funnily enough, he's a DAS trader as well. He uses the same platform I use, which is Andrew Aziz, and he wrote a couple. One was How to Day Trade for a Living, I think it is, and then there's I think it's got something called The Practical Guide to Day Trading or something along those lines. I'll look it up. But there's How to Day Trade for a Living by Andrew Aziz, and then there's another one that's got, it's like Practical Guide, Advanced Techniques in a Practical Guide or something like that. Of course, investing is important. If you've not rubbed Rich Dad Poor Dad yet, it's a classic. It's still one of the all-time best sellers in the finance sector. Get on that, yeah, just learn how to spot chart patterns. Learn how to read do technical analysis, areas of support and resistance, and there's a number of different books you can read. My YouTube channel's got a lot of free resources on there. I've got some good tutorials on how to trade certain patterns. So by all means, get in that as well. Yeah, the swings are, I don't mind volatility, Paul, but I want that follow-through volatility. I don't want big swings one way and then huge swings the other way, which is what we're getting at the moment. It's very, very choppy, and it's hurting a lot of people. It's hurting a hell of a lot of people, Paul. It's like you'll get a 20-cent move to the north, and then you'll get a 30-cent move south, and then another 20-cent move north. You think, okay, well, if it's going to sell off, I'll short, and then it rallies, and you think, oh shit, I was wrong. I'll jump on, get into the next pattern breakout. So you wait for a pattern breakout, and you get in, and you go in with big size because it's at the open, where you think it's going to be reliable, and it fakes you out and goes the opposite direction. And as soon as you exit, it fakes out again and goes in the other direction. And at the moment, it's just like that. It's very choppy. Yes, Redbox. I've got that on the list. So here's the 1 minute chart. It's not very voluminous at the moment, but look at it on the 60 minute. It's slightly down, but we had that huge rally yesterday after the sell-off, where it recovered all its losses, and then it sold and pretty much sold off all its gains. So we're trying to make a little bit of a move up right now. You know, red box. I don't think it'll be as volatile as it was yesterday, but what do I know? I'm just a guy on the internet. Yeah, CGM, I already called this out this morning, Josh. If you were in the Discord, you probably would have seen it. But CGM's gapping up nicely this morning, and the reason for that is that Cullinan Oncology, which is CGM, they're selling a unit and certain rights to lung cancer program to Japan's Taiho. So they're actually selling a lung cancer program to Japan's Taiho. That's why that's moving up. I think it's got earnings today as well. That's less of a catalyst than selling that lung cancer program. So this is CGM on the 1 minute. This is what I've been watching. The high at the moment, so we've gone on 5. High of day is 950, 959. Yeah, we did miss earnings, and the 10% down at the moment. This is Veru. You can see, that's on the daily. This is on the 60-minute. We had get rid of these lines now from trading yesterday. You see it sold off after it popped up, and then it sold off after the bad earnings. So yeah, not great. Look at the volume of that initial sell-off though. Yeah, it's looking decent. It gapped up, and of course it retraced a little bit. So it was down at kind of 720s when it closed yesterday. It moved up to 970s, so it's up a nice amount. It didn't retrace a huge amount. It was below the VWAP for a while, and then it's just popped up above the VWAP now. So if I've been watching this, I probably would have taken a trade here at 905. So as we popped above the VWAP, retest, bounce on the VWAP, first candle to make a new high here. 905 would have been a good entry, and then the move up. It's not high, it's not huge volume, but it's decent. It's good relative volume. So it's like 900,000 shares traded today, but the average on a daily for Cullinan is 200,000. So it's 4.5 times relative volume, which is good. Yeah, so the question I'm putting out to you guys is, crypto, have we reached the bottom now? Will we get a bounce? Will we get all the hedges and the institutional investing buying the dip now? Now we're back, we dropped under 27,000 for Bitcoin. Will we get the hedges jumping in and buying at a discount? Because that's what it's all about. But I think what we've seen this last week is the clear ability for the institutional investors to manipulate the crypto market, which was part of, I mean, there were a lot of people were thinking that, well, they manipulate the wider market. I mean, that's a given. But they can't manipulate the crypto market in the same way. Well, we've just seen that they can. The crypto market was supposed to be our safe place, Joe Public, where we could actually have a larger slice of the pie. But now that the institutional investors are getting involved at a higher level in crypto, they're seeing it as a way that they can get away with market manipulation because of the lack of regulation. So why not? They've been doing it on the stock market for years, even with regulation. And that's a wise stance to take. That absolutely, totally agree with you. The Luna effect, it's brought in this underlying uncertainty around the whole crypto space now as a result. So I think a lot of people will be a lot more reticent to invest their ill-gotten gains or their honest gains into the crypto space until they get a bit more reassurance. I mean, everybody hates the regulation that the likes of the SEC and other regulators bring, because it's heavily tipped in the big guns' favour. But if we've got fair and equal regulation, then why not bring that into crypto as well? It's just we don't have fair and equal regulation right now. That's the problem. You know, there's no harm in just sitting on the sidelines and watching the dust settle for a while. Absolutely. We'll see this break 940. Once it does, I'll look for an entry. There we go. Now I'll look for an entry. This is 44. Six. I'm going to trade smaller today. What is my daily goal at the moment? 900. So that's what I'm aiming for today. 963. Going back to basics on my strategy. 963 is my goal today. I think the problem we've got with the overall market is until we get a bit of a bounce, until we actually get a bit of a reversal and a rally, the FUD that's out there at the moment is just drowning out any kind of positivity. And with the wider economy, the last thing we needed with this last week was this Luna scandal, this Luna Terra collapse on the crypto space. The knock-on effect that has. Well, you see so many people just spreading the crap, you know? I adopted a stance a long time ago, and it's like, look, can I affect it? If I can't personally affect it, I'm not going to worry about it. If it doesn't really matter if it affects me, I'll deal with it. But if I can't affect it, if I can't change it personally, then what am I getting stressed over? Stuff like that used to, when my kids were small, I used to get stuff like that used to keep me up at night, you know. And it was like, it took me a while to get into that realization. I'm going to test the 960 level, which is the current high of day. Okay. I'll add to my position. I don't even know why I'm doing that. It's pre-market. Add to my position after it breaks, if it breaks $0.75. Previous high, maybe come back, test it as support. My add is 75. Up to the entry. Got 3,500 shares here. Take 1,000 off, bank a little bit. 2,500 shares. If we break $10, I'll go bigger size. Otherwise, I'll just take it easy. Have this candle right now is 93. For 95. There it is. Let's see if we get break the whole dollar. The resistance at the whole dollar. No, there's the whole dollar. Now look for an add position. Next entry I can add. Going parabolic this. See it hold. Sure, we want to see it hold over 10. So next time we go above 10, I'll add to that position. Looking for add next candle to make a new high. Nice. I'm in at 970. My average is 970, so I'll be exiting if it breaks 970. That's a nice one, that, Josh. I got in at 940 as well, but I added to the position on the way up. Okay, so I got out there. Look for the next candle to make a new high. Nice one, Josh. Good stuff. A good 50-cent move. Can't go wrong with that. Glad to see you spotted the flag entry pattern as well. So to get in at 940, it was a good flag to get in at. I think that's Ladybug. I think that's probably a good shout actually today. If we continue to sell off, that could be a good shout. Magic, Daryl. Absolute magic. Did nobody tell you I'm a magician? I'd call it at 10, Josh. Call it at the whole dollar. Just because it popped above or slightly below, you call it at the whole dollar. The market likes round numbers. Now the resistance isn't. Support and resistance is never to the penny. It's never to the actual cent. It's an area because you're going to get stops below it. You're going to get orders above it, that kind of stuff. So it's always an area. I don't know why I didn't add there, but I'm glad I didn't. Getting it now. No problem at all, Dal. You're always welcome. She's... Where is she? That's a good question. Oh, she's on the couch. What's she doing on the bloody couch? Cheeky little muppet. So I was going to give that 10 cents, but then that would have been 53. So I thought, okay, I'll give it to the $half. She's asleep on the sofa right now. For some reason she's taken a liking to lying on the sofa, it looks like. I don't know what that question is, Superpower. It's hard to answer for question. What else you have to did? What? You want to try rewriting that in English so I can understand what you want me to do to answer? All right, okay. So superpower worker, you've asked a question about Luna. Okay, no problem. I just missed your question because went through everything else. I'm trading and addressing the chat, so I'm trying to multitask here. You'll have to forgive me. Luna, leave it alone. It's got caught in it. Everybody wants out of Luna that's in it, so it's going to continue to sell off. It's a dead cat. It's just dead. It probably, possibly, not saying it will, but it possibly and likely will go to zero. It's going to be one of those coins or tokens that's just going to, because unless it can get pegged back at the stable coin, Terra can get pegged to $1 again, which is extremely unlikely, and the worth of Luna is virtually gone. So don't touch Luna. You might get a couple of bounces, and that's what's happening at the moment with Luna. Is you're getting a couple of bounces that are forming bear flags every single time. You get a big sell-off, and then a little bit of a bounce, and people think, oh, I'll get in here, so it goes a little bit higher, and then it sells off again. And that's what's happening with Luna. So it's my opinion, not financial advice, if you put money into to Luna, the likelihood is you'll lose it. Okay, James. So yes, I taught myself to trade, and it took me, because I've been laid. I had time on my hands, so I lost my last job during the pandemic. But I had time on my hands to actually study and submerge myself into it, and I lost quite a lot of money. I'm being completely honest. Actually, I've lost more money this month than I did the whole time that I was learning, but it's all relative. But it took me a good 4 or 5 months to actually devise a strategy and start working to a strategy that was a profitable strategy. And it took me another couple of months to actually become profitable with that strategy. So all in all, it was about between the knowledge, gaining the knowledge, and becoming familiar with the strategy and executing it consistently. It took me about 7 months. Anybody that takes my course, where I've actually put everything together to kind of condense it and bring it to you a lot quicker, bring all the information a lot quicker to you. Anybody that takes that, I'm recommending it. Give yourself at least 3 months to learn everything. I'm still buying it. I'm just holding XRP at the minute. I'm not adding to my position right now. I added to my Ethereum position and my Bitcoin position last night. I figured that even if it drops lower, but mid-20s is for Bitcoin, and both positions both coins are at a discount right now. So I added to them last night, and I figured, look, if it moves back up to 40k on Bitcoin and kind of 3k on Ethereum, I'm going to be quids in. I'm still in the red. on both positions right now. I loaded up last year. What was the end of last year when they were up high. I mean, I've been holding Ethereum now since 2017, but 2017, 28. Might be 2018. I'll double check. But I think about 4 years. Let's watch that for a couple of fake outs. Veru was trying to make a move upwards. Red box, no volume. BWV held most of its gains yesterday, but there's a lack of volume at the minute. Coupang Software's got quite a bit of volume, but it's $1 billion float. It's a billion share float. Billion share float. Actually, $10 billion market cap. Or 11 billion if you were. There's nothing moving. There's literally nothing on the momentum scanner right now. They've got 3 things and not really moving that much. Cold. Not really moving much. What do I do with all this money I'm making or losing, Paul? Depending on which way you look at it. I'll reinvest it. So the taxman takes a cut. I'm not making as much as you think I am. I'm making more than I used to. That's for sure. I've made more this year in 4 months than I made it than I used to for an entire year's salary, and I was very well paid. I set myself a goal to hit 7 figures in trading profits this year, and I'm behind that at the moment. I'm way behind at the moment. It's looking like that I might actually be down on the year over year, profit wise. Based on the first 4 months of the year, I probably will finish about between 800,000 and 900,000 this year, if the performance across the year it remains constant. Of course, towards the end of the year, we might have a good run. But of course, paid for a sizable portion of this place that I'm living in now, which here in Dublin is expensive. I've got positions in crypto. I've got a small portfolio that I'm trying to build out. Of course, the taxman's not come calling yet, but I've got to pay him at the end of this year. Right now, Cullinan Oncology is the only mover. I'm still looking at some of the former runners, likes of Redbox and BWV and Veru and things that have run this week. But Cullinan Oncology is today's only gapper, really, above $3. BWV, chip for chip. It's kind of making a way up, but it's 620 at the minute, 3% up, but there's no volume. You can't trade it. There's no volume. Veru had bad, again, low volume, had bad results. Good catalyst yesterday, broke out, and then it had bad results. So Redbox still not being acquired yet, but after yesterday's sell-off, just over $3 now, so might come into the reckoning later. Like I say, Cullinan Oncology is the only one that's really making moves. Oh, you're off the couch now, yeah? Right in front of the balcony now. Get some fresh air, yeah? Bear that she is. We'll get something moving. Rivian. Is selling off. God's sakes. It's just annoying. Okay, let's redo these. just fixing the scanners. That'll be a moment. There we go. Well, back again, I think. That was annoying. No, she's out of the corner of shame at the minute. Roberts. So, Rivian's looking good today. Got too many windows open, that's what it is. Yeah, she's been out of the corner shame for the best part of a week now. So I still keep having to throw something at her when she starts biting and gnawing at her tail, but you know. Par for the course. Yeah, there's nothing moving right now. Rivian is probably the hottest momentum. It's not on huge relative volume.